So this isn't totally profitable in this. Watch yourself. Where are you going? And these are their kids. The three right here are Nigerian dwarfs. These two are mini Nubians. So that's Jackie, Callie, and we don't remember all your names, but you're Angel. Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And today we wanted to show how we're a profitable small farm.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of questions on how much does this cost? Is it worth it? Is it making money? This and that. Well, we're here to show you, yes, it does make money, and how.
Yeah.
Let's go. One theme you're gonna see here is a lot of us-made projects. To us, that's the first key on trying to be profitable, is not having a huge amount of debt.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna see large machinery, you're not gonna see big barns, and that's because this land had nothing on it whatsoever when we moved here. So there wasn't any established fencing or buildings. So we've had to work with what we got. Not saying that we won't eventually have a barn, but that's a large purchase to put yourself in the hole right off the get back.
Yeah.
So this is one structure that made us money and made us money quick.
Yep.
The cattle panel greenhouse. We built this last year, February?
March.
Early March, February. We did it before it was time to start using a greenhouse, which was intense, so we could actually have an immediate turnaround. So this is a cattle panel greenhouse. It is, because a lot of people ask, so I'm gonna break this down for you real quick. It is 10 foot wide, it's 8 foot tall, 16 foot long. And so what we did that's a little different on this is we put 2 foot off the ground. That is two 12-inch by 16-foot boards that are on the ground. And then we used our little U-nails and stapled our cattle panels right to the tip of that to get the cattle panels 2 foot off the ground. Then we use 4 cattle panels. That equals 16 foot. So each one that's cattle panel, they're zip tied together. We then use 2 by 6 16-foot boards just for support to kind of hold the structure together. Other than that, we use an old repurposed window in the back and then just put it on a frame and some hinges that we just hold open with a little piece of PVC pipe. And then other than that, that was it. We laid down mulch that you see on the ground now. We originally did rock. So this total for this place was about $350. We did it in really one day. The next morning we had a few little fine touches to do, but a day and a quarter to build this entire greenhouse. Now, $350 doesn't seem like a crazy amount of money, but it is if you're just starting out on a farm. So the reason we did it right before it was time to start plants, we were able to sell over $500 in plant starts last spring.
Yep. So we made our money back and paid for the entire structure. We made mostly tomato plants, which were plenty of us for the room that we have for our backyard garden, and the rest was completely surplus that we sold. We sold some others, but it was mainly tomato plants because that's pretty huge. People want their tomatoes and they want their peppers.
Yeah.
So it was an incredible turnaround. I mean, it was immediate. It was 2 weeks later. We had made the money back and we're at that point making profit. And this year it's profit because everything we're selling has already paid for this. So
yeah,
it's just money in our pocket.
Right, 100% pure profit. And then you want to get into seed saving and not have to buy more seeds.
Right.
And it's literally zero debt that comes into gardening. So if you're a first-time homesteader and want to start this, gardening is the place to start. It doesn't take that much to invest, and it has a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Because then once you actually get into the garden, you have veggies to sell.
That's right. And there's always going to be people in your area that want starts. So
yes.
Keep that in mind. Post them on Facebook. Sit down at your driveway. Ask your local gas station or restaurant if you can sit out in their parking lot and sell them, and you will make that money back so quickly. Yeah.
We actually made, I think, the most money just sitting down by the road.
Yeah.
People would stop, and they would buy $200 of flats of just plants.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really cool. So greenhouse is your first build you need to make. Garden tour coming tomorrow, but to give you a quick look of the growth, very green in here. Okay, once you've gotten your feet wet and you're making a little money off garden, it's time to go animals. Yeah. Animals are a much bigger purchase to start out with. You're gonna have a little more debt with them than you will with a garden because you need fencing, you need security, you need the animals themselves and feed.
Yeah.
All that stuff, feed specifically, is a constant amount of money that you have to pay for it, where you don't have to necessarily with garden. You just need water.
And you have the space between getting them, raising them, and making money off them.
Exactly.
It's not an immediate thing. Some things like rabbits, that's a pretty immediate turnaround. You know, they breed so quickly, 30 days, you can start making your money back and selling their poop and them themselves, babies. But things like chickens and goats, it takes a while. But there's things you can do to save on money and make, thank you, T-Bird. Go ahead and start planning for the moment when you can be profitable with them.
Yep. So let's start with fencing for your animals. We use all Premier One electrical fencing here. It is expensive to start out with, mainly because you need the solar power to give it the electricity to fire. The fencing's not terribly priced. If you're actually buying permanent fencing and you're just looking at the fencing, it's 1-to-1, basically the same price. But we've done permanent fencing. I promise you all, something will get in there, like a weasel, a snake, raccoons, wild cats, and they will kill your chickens. This electrical fencing, we have had 0 issues of anything getting in, knock on wood.
So what that does, you want to do the electrical fencing or you want to do a safe fencing. Okay, so if you live somewhere that has a lot of aerial predators, then Premier One isn't going to be your best option because they can still get them from above. However, guineas, ducks, geese, things like that help. But if you do not have good fencing and you start with chickens, the problem is you're going to lose money before you can even make it. You're going to lose your chickens to predators, you're going to lose your eggs, you're going to lose everything. And then you're right back in the hole and have to start all over again with a new flock. We learned that lesson quite a few years ago. And it was hard. We lost a lot of money, but I think we're doing it right now.
Structures. You can see 3 100% different style chicken coops right here. So starting with right here, that was the first one we built in here. It's literally just a box that has roost, has a ladder, and has nesting boxes. Works fine. It's a little tight. I would think comfortably 10 to 15 chickens could hold in there. This little A-frame house we actually built for the goats when they were in here, but it's turning into a nice little chicken coop. We built a ladder in it. It's a little bit wider, so there's a little bit more room to spread out. I would also probably give you 15-ish chickens in that as well. Finally, our big cabin in the woods. That bad boy could probably hold 100.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge. There's plenty of room. There's all kind of roost. We have not built nesting boxes in there, so we will soon. But everybody in there is our rare breeds, and that's another way to make profit. So we do get a lot of questions. Why do you separate like your Isa Browns, your Rhode Island Reds, your very normal, awesome egg layers, and then your rare chickens? Well, besides the fact that we'll just use their eggs and we'll sell all the eggs, rare egg layers are interesting. They look different.
Yeah.
They sell.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have an incubator, which we do, we're going to sell these chickens when that time comes. So we're in that pending phase. They're babies. We're waiting for them to get older. But when they have fertile eggs, we will incubate them and then be selling our own chicks.
Yeah. So not only can we sell the eggs, but then we can sell chicks. We can sell layers when they get to the age where they're laying and say we want to, I don't know, get rid of a few chickens. You can sell those. Those sell better than chicks because people want a chicken that's already laying.
Yeah.
Also, they have their own roosters.
And they cost more.
Yeah, they cost more. So the rare egg layers have their own rooster, and T-Bird is with the other just normal flock chickens that you find, backyard chickens. And that's because we don't want crossbreeding and stuff. If we're going to sell those chicks or those eggs as rare egg, then they need to be separate and have their own rooster.
Yep.
And T-Bird can handle this side, and it's just a whole mix of whatever.
Yeah, they call them whatever, backyard chickens,
Yeah.
farm chickens, because you don't know what's going to pop out of them,
Yeah.
but they're great egg layers, and that's why we did that. Everybody in there are beautiful, awesome egg layers. Isa Browns, Americanas, Rhode Island Bred, Rhode Island Reds, Black Antelopes, and Black Lace Wyandottes.
Yeah. If you're looking to get into chickens, I would start with any of those breeds.
Yep. And then over in our rare breed is where we have Prairie Bluebell Eggers, Spitz Hobbins,
Starlight Green Eggers.
Black or Giant Brahmas.
Yes.
Dark Brahmas, they're the ones with the feathers on the feet. So they all have those like little unique things that are a little different that really draw attention. Like they draw ours.
Yeah.
So that's why they're over there, and we'll sell them separately. We're also that's fairly new to us in the profit area, so we're learning on it. We're trying to make like that interesting color egg.
Yeah.
Because we got some light greens, light blues, we got some dark browns, and then mixing the two together gives you kind of that olive egger and different colors that are very interesting right now. But Chicken 101 right there, how to make them profitable. And egg selling, we sell $3 a dozen, and they sell like hotcakes.
Yeah. It's hard to keep them in with all the chickens that we have. People want the eggs.
Yeah, we get, because our rare breed isn't laying eggs yet, we get close about 2 dozen a day with what we have, and we're still struggling to keep them in stock. But so far, so good, and we're not complaining, we're happy. What else was you talking about?
So
with the
chicken feed's cheap. It's like $8
Yeah.
a bag. That lasts our chickens quite a long while because they have worms, bugs, insects, grass, all kinds of stuff. If you sell your eggs for $3 a dozen, you sell 3 dozen, you've already made up a bag of chicken feed that lasts you a whole month.
Right.
Completely profitable. If you use structures, build structures out of what you have. Don't buy those prefab chicken coops.
Right. They're pretty.
They cost way too much. You can build one just fine by yourself and not go into debt. But yeah, cheap structures, don't go cheap on the fence. Make an investment with the fence. And the fences last. You can move it for whatever. It doesn't have to be just for chickens.
That's actually one of the cool parts about the permanent one is being able to move it, and that actually saves in feed as well. Because if you can move your animals around, let them do more work in the green grass, they're prepping a garden too, because chickens scratch and till a garden on their own. That's saving you money because it's new bugs, new grubs, new grass to eat.
Yeah.
All right, moving to the next thing. Our newest additions to the farm that you all just saw on yesterday's video, Cooney pigs. They're getting very adjusted to the place. They like it, and we're really loving them. They also found their house, which makes us really happy. So we've talked about pigs a lot. If you followed our channel, we dabbled in pigs almost at the very beginning of us doing farming. We had chickens and we had a garden. Then we decided to jump in and get pigs. It was too soon.
Bad idea.
I highly recommend if you're new to homesteading, farming, anything like that, pigs are daggone near the last animal you get.
Yeah.
And it's a lot just because you need the experience with other smaller, more keep them in animal. I'm trying to find the word, containable.
Yes.
More containable animals before you jump into pigs. We did not. They got out like every single day. It was rough.
It was terrible.
It just, we were glad that we had the experience, but we wish we would have waited till now. But now we know a lot of things that we didn't before. Anyways, the profit side of things. Pigs are also a very large investment to start out with.
Yeah.
Because they do need quite a bit to get ready. Pigs themselves are not cheap, which helps once you have them because that's the profitable part for piglets. They are fairly expensive to buy. The fencing, you need extra voltage. So you can't buy the 30 Intel shock. You need either the 60, 90, or 120 because you want to make sure that you're giving enough jolt to those pigs that they'll stay in.
Yeah.
So far, so good for us.
Yeah.
You also need something to haul them in. Another mistake we made at first. We just, you can see it in the background right there, got us a little horse trailer. It makes it a lot easier to haul pigs. Now, if you know someone that has one, great, but are they always going to be available when you need them, kind of thing. So, you know, that's another big purchase that you have to think of. They might be able to fit in a dog crate when they're piglets. They won't when they go to market.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that you need to remember. But pigs are a huge profit. Besides feeding your family, you can also sell the meat. If you went to, say, a USDA butcher, and then that's perfectly fine to sell that way. Or keep the meat for yourself like we're doing, sell the piglets.
Yep.
And the piglets, like I said, depending on the breed, depending on boar versus sow, you can make a lot of money just selling piglets.
Yeah, so start small. Honestly, these pigs were about a $2,000 investment for us. That's
counting the trailer and everything.
Counting the trailer, the fencing, the structure we already had, so that was great. But pigs don't need an immaculate structure. They just need to be out of the rain,
the wind,
some shade, so they can cool off. But yeah, they're not a cheap investment like chickens.
Right.
You're looking at a couple thousand just to get started. But they're pregnant for 3 months. When that 3 months hits, you're gonna start making your profit back. So that's a plus.
Yeah, and like ours are Coonies. She's a first-time mom, so her litter will probably be smaller to start, but they can range from 5 to 11 piglets.
Yeah.
You know, so we're hoping to at least get about 6 out of her. And if we're selling daggone near 300 a piglet, we're gonna make that 2,000 back quick after a couple litters. All right. And if you're curious, there's the pig shelter. That was our first chicken coop, and all I did was take out the floor, threw some straw on the bottom. They're happy as all get out. So you probably already heard them talking to us, but now it's time to talk about goats. So here are our boys. So Charles Manson is right there. He's our stud for our Nubian Alpines. He is a Nupine himself, so he's mixed Nubian Alpine. He is a stud, as you can tell. I mean, he's starting to look like a daggone pony. Ah, gee. You're making me blush. He is awesome. He was a bottle baby, so he's not necessarily aggressive, but he really wants to play. And he likes to headbutt everything. So there he is, but he's beautiful. He's gonna produce amazing offspring, and we're really excited about him. Rico, he is our registered Nigerian dwarf buck. He is a beaut all in himself, but it's a totally different style. Nigerian dwarfs are very popular in market right now. A lot of people like them because they're smaller, they're more containable, and they're a little bit easier to control, unlike that guy. And then also in there are 2 wethers. If we had 2 bucks, we really don't need the wethers, but we got each buck separately. Charlie and Buster are white or Alpine. He's Nubian Alpine too as well.
Yes.
They were together, and then we got Rico and Suave. Funny, huh?
Yeah.
Which Suave is the wether for Rico, because goats are companion animals. So now we got 4, and because it was so separated, we probably will not get rid of these wethers, at least just yet.
Yeah.
Because then Rico and Charlie aren't the best of friends.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly how well to go. We'll keep their wethers in there, hanging them out. They eat a lot of just grass and hay, so there's not a lot of extra cost on having the 2 wethers.
Clearer udders.
Yes.
So we move them from spot to spot in our backyard, which helps with us. We don't have to bring in machinery. We don't have to work as hard to clear out what we want to clear out, because that's their job. So they don't need a ton of feed. They mostly just graze and do their job for us, which is awesome. There's 4 of them, and they can clear out an area in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Let me show you this real quick where they're at right now. This was completely green grass. Look in the back. That's how it looked. They've been here maybe 3 weeks, and it's just completely empty. They do amazingly fast work. So bucks, why have them, right? They're boys, they're not giving you milk, but they give you babies. So they do really 2 main purposes for us. One, like she mentioned, clear the land. Saves us from having to buy heavy machinery to do any kind of clearing. They do all the work. I come through in with a little chainsaw and just clean up what they left behind. So that's great. And we have a lot of untouched land that they do a lot of good work for. But to us, to be sustainable and profitable, you have to have bucks that are mating with your ladies.
Yeah.
We don't find it profitable enough to rent a buck, because that's a thing, if you weren't aware, or partner up with someone to, do the breeding process. All that is extra to us, and it's lost money out of our pocket, because no one's just going to give you a buck for free. They're going to want something in return. So housing them yourself allows you to breed your goats. You know where the goats come from. If people buy, they really like to see mom and dad.
Yeah.
They don't really necessarily like to say, okay, well, mom's here, but dad, we borrowed from someone. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but as a purchaser, it's nice because you know exactly where your kiddos are coming from. So that's why we keep bucks. We have, like I said, Charlie, because we really like Nubian Alpines. They produce amazing milk. We like the bigger goat, but we also know we're not blind to the market. A lot of people like Nigerian dwarfs, and we have registered ones.
Yeah.
So being able to sell them jacks up the price and profit when you sell the kids.
Yeah. And it's a choice to have your own bucks, but it is more sustainable. When the time comes and you want to breed, you don't have to go searching and looking and calling around and dealing with people that are people.
People are people. Just like we're people. Everybody.
It's more sustainable to keep them, feed them, and have that option when we want to, and not have to go through the stress of all that.
Yeah. Refer back to horse trailer.
Yeah.
Will it always be available?
Yeah.
We also have this cat-tailed ridden pond that we've been really working on clearing out, and you can tell if you with snakes. Yes, we found a couple snakes since we've done clearing. Oh, there he is right there.
Oh.
So this isn't totally profitable in this. Watch yourself. Where are you going? But we have just loaded this pond with tiger striped bass. This is to us more as a sustainable meat part for us.
Yeah.
We let them grow in there. They've been doing great. They've been in there for what, 2-3 weeks now?
Yeah.
0 have died, knock on wood, so that makes us happy. And they're really jumping around and it's fun to watch.
They're having fun.
But if we ever wanted some seafood, all we gotta do is take the fish pole out here and we have a bass.
Yep. And they breed, so that they take care of that for us. We don't have to help them. We don't have to put anybody in. They just do it, and they're just them.
Hilarious.
Well, squirrels go.
Right. And worst case scenario, if we were really that hard up on money, turn into a pay lake.
Yep.
Charge people to come fish and get their own fish.
Not gonna do that.
No. But if times got hard enough, you could. So if you got a pond, ponds have extreme benefits if you have any kind of livestock. Now ours, we don't use for a watering hole as of yet because we have everybody in this Premier One. But if you're moving to new land, I would suggest looking into that maybe for an initial cost. See if there's ponds already there or if you can maybe create a small one. Because then you got a constant water source for your animals, which is a huge benefit. A lot less breaking of the ice in the winter.
That one was man-made by his grandfather because he used it to water his cows.
very windy today.
Very windy. I
Got
just saw stuff flying across the yard.
Stuff just flew in my eyeball. But yeah, my great-grandfather was a cattle farmer, and this is where the cattle ran, so that was their watering hole.
Yep.
Meat chickens. This is another way to become extremely profitable. Currently, all of our meat chickens are processed for home take. So that's for us, stock our freezer, have plenty of meat. However, you can talk about the profit side on not having to buy chicken because you have them all. Now, if you're doing it strictly just to have for yourself, it does not save money. You will buy a cheaper chicken at Walmart or Kroger, flat out.
Yep.
We do this because we know what they're fed, we know they're organic, we know they're farm raised, truly farm raised. And so that's why we do it. However, if you want to do the profitable size, these bad boys would sell like hotcakes.
Yes, they will sell good money.
Yep.
There are things you have to do though. You can't, well, I guess depends on how you want to go about it.
Right.
There are regulations.
Yes.
Different rules you have to follow, USDA, stuff like that. You have to get certified. But if you're selling it, you know, family and friends, do your own thing.
Yep, and just whatever state you are, country that you're in, just look it up and see what the rules are because they're different everywhere. I know one way we're able to do it is we are Kentucky Proud certified, which is a local certification of a farm here to allow you to sell your goods. But that doesn't necessarily mean meat. It does give you a first step, but if we go to a processing plant, like Kentucky State University, it's a college here. If we go there to process our chickens, us still doing it, and I think we have to take a class, but us still doing it, then we can sell them for profit just because we did them there instead of in home. And it's more of just making sure the kitchen and everything that you're using in is 100% clean because they can't manage everybody's home operation.
Yeah.
So they say, go do them there, then you can sell them.
Yep.
So meat chickens, they're a great idea. And then these guys are 100% zero profit, just a pain in the butt and cost you a lot of money. Isn't that right, y'all? Just kidding, kind of. Mainly because of her right here.
Yep.
So livestock guardian dogs, like Great Pyreneeses, are huge profit makers for other farmers. They protect your animals. They can do, they're lovely dogs. Rusty's the main one that's no profit. They're lovely dogs, and you can breed them and sell them for a very good amount of money because livestock guardian dogs are extremely important for this kind of farming life.
Both of ours are not fixed, so we can breed them if we choose to. We haven't yet, but we may in the future, and that would make money too. Selling her puppies would probably pay for a year's worth of dog food.
Right.
So I guess they're profitable.
Yeah, very much so. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Great Pyreneeses. Look into it. Don't go too crazy where you have a bunch of dogs, tied up all over the place.
Yeah.
But find your breed that you like and then start breeding them. If it's a popular full-bred one, you can sell them for quite a bit. We are kind of, our look on it is we're very large on rescuing dogs because there's plenty of dogs that are out there needing rescuing. However, livestock guardian dogs are a little different. That's why we like them so much, is because they are trained and they do have a job. So if you're just trying to buy a pretty puppy, go to the Humane Society. I almost said homeless shelter.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't get the right word out. Humane Society. Find you one of them. But if you need a working dog, definitely look and purchase you a nice, good livestock guardian dog.
Agreed.
And our biggest profit money makers as we speak, besides the garden, these ladies right here, specifically Miss Butters. What's up, y'all? So in this group, we got Dolly, our actual working livestock guardian dog. Hi, Dolly. Lola, the one that just turned around, that's a Nigerian dwarf. Anna, Butters, and Elsa. So the big ones are, she's full-blooded Nubian, Nupine, which is Nubian Alpines, and then Nigerian dwarfs down there underneath. And these are their kids. The three right here are Nigerian dwarfs. These two are mini Nubians. So that's Jackie, Callie, and we don't remember all your names, but you're Angel. Sorry about that one.
Yeah.
You might want a free dog?
Yeah.
We're not going to do that again. We're just kidding. So how do they make money? Why is it profitable? First off, these are dairy goats, and they produce all the milk that we can ever imagine.
Yeah.
That allows Jim to make butter. That allows us to have just milk in general. Allows us to make lotion, soaps. There's so many.
So many things. Ice cream, which is personal use. Yogurt, you can make yogurt. So many things. Nubians have the best milk, in my opinion. It has the highest butterfat content. It is so rich and creamy, and they're easy to milk because they're full size. Her udder gets huge when she's full, and it's not hard to get in there, and it is not hard to milk them. They can be testy at first when you start to milk, but you can train them. They get used to it. You can use hobbles if need be, but most likely they get used to it and everything's fine.
Just like Butters. When we first started, she was a kicking machine, but now one person can do it solo. You don't even need, what they call it, you just said it.
Hobbles.
Hobbles.
Oh.
Electrical fence working in action right there. Because goats are nosy.
Yes.
They're like dogs, but they're more stubborn.
Yep.
And if there's the slightest bit that's not just filling their day, they're gonna try to get out.
Yeah.
But we haven't had any issues with this Premier One fencing keeping our goats in. We've actually had our gate fall down during a storm, and the goats just stay in their pen because they respect the electrical shock.
Yeah.
Another reason why we're so proud of it.
Yeah.
But
in our opinion, they're easy to train.
Very easy to
tell
train.
you it's hard to train them. We haven't had an issue yet, not with the dogs, not with the goats, not with the pigs.
Right.
It's a little, scary at first, the first few moments, the first 24 hours, but after that, they learn quick. Animals are smart.
They are.
And it's easy to train them.
Let's go in the barn here and we'll finish you up. Okay, we had to move in here because the wind was nuts. So talking about this structure, this might have been one of the cheapest things we built. We built 2 of them. So it's pallet frames, and then we used my favorite, pine boards and 2x4s to build up a structure. So it's 6, 7, 8 foot. So it's just on a slope, foot down each one. And then we use this tin to put it up. I would say a couple $100 maybe.
Yeah. We call it our goat barn. We have 2 of them.
Yep.
And they're perfect. Goats do need to stay dry. They need to be out of the wind, especially if you have babies. You don't want them getting pneumonia and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a little bit pickier about shelters. They do not need to be wet. So this keeps them dry. It was cheap, and we called it our little goat barn.
Yeah, and it works. It does everything we need it to do plus some.
Yeah.
So we're really happy with it. But again, another DIY. Ow!
Oh!
Ada! Girl! She tore me in the butt.
She got shocked. So.
Yeah, she's a little antsy. But yeah, so another cheap DIY building that gets you to where you need to be but doesn't put you in debt.
Yep.
So goats are a handful. They have a lot of maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
We do active weekly, is it Mary's? Molly's
herbal dewormer.
And so that's a preventative to help try to keep worms away. We also have to have minerals on hand all the time. You have to give them
copper separately every 6 months. They have to have selenium every month. That stuff does add up.
Yes.
However, I truly believe that we pay for every bit of their feed and all of their dewormer medicine, all that stuff, with her milk, and that's just one goat in milk.
One goat.
We really do make a profit out of it, and their babies also we make a complete profit out of.
Yep.
So you can have just 1 or 2, for backyard pleasure or pet, but if you're looking to make money, you're going to need a herd, really, with bucks and babies and dairy goats and all that.
Right, because the thing with like all these animals is they give you something to sell when it comes to like an egg or milk or something on the lines of that, but then also their babies are profitable, like chicks and baby kids and piglets. So you want to make sure you have enough to where you have a constant breeding cycle going on with all of your animals, because that's a big, heavy, all kinds of money while you have the kids, and then that kind of sets you up for success. Then the constant all year is the products they provide for you. So out of all of our animals and all the feed that we do and just the stuff that we have on our farm, we break even.
Yeah.
So like everything that they have, plus probably a little bit on the profit side.
A little bit on the profit side. I don't think it's a complete break even.
Right, but we're definitely not losing money with the setup we have just shown you. So how do we consider ourselves truly profitable? You all. And don't find it silly when we say this. So we break even plus make a little profit just on the profits that we have from our farm.
Yeah.
Couple reasons you all make us an actual successful, profitable farm. 1, YouTube itself. You all watch our videos, you like it, we're getting views, that provides income for us. Now, right now, during all this craziness, ads are extremely low, but it's still profit money. That's still coming towards back to our farm to increase it and enhance it and make it better. The second piece, the following, the Stivers tribe. So you all are interested, you all like the products, and if we had to just get ourselves known local, it'd probably be a lot slower.
Yeah.
You all are everywhere.
She just bit me.
Butters did. The goats are being a little funny today. You all are all across the world, everywhere, and you like, especially Jen's, products that she makes.
Yeah.
So that's something that we didn't talk about, but salves, all the different things that you can make from the garden is also a major profit that we do.
From the garden. Fresh veggies, home canned foods. Again, there's rules, but check them. You can make profit off of that stuff, because more than likely you're growing more than what you need.
Absolutely.
So you can sell it.
Right. So, sorry, we forgot to add that, but it's a very important piece of our profit is all the different things that come from the garden. But because you all are so known and you know us and you're everywhere, you're interested in the products and we can ship to you. Now, right now, we've halted shipping and are just selling local, but you help us spread the word and you're into the products.
And we're going to get back up on that soon. A lot of people have suggested Etsy, and we're checking that out. Don't completely understand it yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
So that's going to help with the profit, and that's going to help us connect with you all more and get my products out there, not just to people who live near us. And I can't wait for that. Can't wait for y'all to have that stuff.
Yeah, and so we project by the time that we're able to actually start shipping all of the products that you have, one, we're not going to be able to keep in stock.
Yeah.
Two, it's going to raise our profits double to what we're expecting or experiencing right now with what we're actually selling. So that's how we became a profitable homestead / farm. I think we have that's for another video between homestead and farm, but I think we're like the halfers.
Right.
Whatever you call that.
I don't think it was difficult. I mean, there were times that were hard, but it was more just about the time and building yourself up.
Yeah.
Making sure you become an expert with one animal before you move on to the next, or making sure you become an expert in the garden before you even go to animals. Forgot to talk about rabbits.
Oh yeah, we have rabbits too. We sell them. You can sell their poop and just them in general.
Yeah.
We do not.
They're completely profitable. They were like $12. They breed quickly. You can sell everything.
They don't eat much, and then you could sell a 5-gallon bucket of rabbit poo for a garden for a lot of money. So you'd be surprised how much. I know you all know, but you'd be surprised how many people just like buy poop that they can put in the garden because it's great fertilizer. But you said something that I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
We didn't become profitable until this year.
Right.
It was our goal to 2020 to Butters.
Yeah, she's
to finally become a profitable farm. We've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
So if you expect to jump right in and become profitable, it's not going to happen.
Right.
You can still sell goods, but you're probably pouring in more into your farm than you're bringing back. So that kind of gives you an understanding of the expectancy on really how long does it take to become profitable.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're slow. I don't know if we're fast or if we're average.
I think we're probably more slow than we are fast. There was a couple of years where we didn't do a whole lot of much. We just maintained what we had.
That and our first goal was to be sustainable ourselves.
I think you could do it in a year. I think
you can too if you don't jump in. Like if you just had chickens and garden, 100% you can be profitable. It's more about getting your name out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, getting known, people wanting your stuff, because a lot of people sell eggs. And so why do they want your eggs?
Right.
Well, they know where they came from, they've seen your farm, different stuff like that. So that's something to think about. But yeah, 1 year you could probably do it.
Yeah.
Just maybe not at this scale. Don't buy goats, pigs, chickens, and grow a huge garden all in the first year and expect to make money. It's not gonna happen. Hi, Anna. Hi, baby.
Oh.
She wanted to wrap up with us. She didn't horn us in the butt. Hi, Dolly. All right, so I hope this video was beneficial to you and understanding, 1, how to have an efficient farm, 2, how to become profitable, and 3, actually getting some hard numbers on what stuff costs.
Right.
You know, $2,000 for pig setup, $300 for garden setup.
Yeah.
You're looking at, for any kind of Premier One fencing for 100 foot, if you need a battery and the fence and you want a gate, you're about $550. God. All right, Elsa. Our friends, Two Wild Onions, Elsa and Charlie, they're from Wild and Wonderful, West Virginia.
Yeah.
They rule the roost, don't you? You get that West Virginia in you. They were actually our very first goats.
Yeah.
Why are you breathing so hard on my ear? Elsa and Charlie were our first 2 that we ever had. And they made us fall in love with goats, but now they crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, we hope this helps. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below. We'll be happy to try to answer for you all.
Yeah.
We know from our experience, there's going to be different stories and different understandings and lessons learned from different farms. But we think the more you know, the better you might get off, especially if you're trying to jump into this kind of thing.
And we'd like to start helping more. If you have questions about structures or animals in general, how to raise different breeds, butter.
Sorry, Butter's trying to eat the mic.
Or anything like that, ask us. And I'm hoping in the future we can have something better set up to where we can like show you our plans or show you our logistics and have like Q&As, more Q&As and stuff like that to where we can answer more questions.
Yep. Sorry, I don't even know what you said. This one was chewing on. Ow! Gosh, why are y'all so nibbly today? All right. Well, I think this is where we leave you. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.
Yep.
We love you. Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.